All right, I get it. At this time of the year, everybody's like, sign more guys, sign more guys, sign more guys. And I am telling you why the Detroit Lions approach is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to talk about how I think they so far have got the steal of NFL free agency. I truly think that they did. And we are just going to talk about some of the contracts that are going out, but I'm also going to spend some time explaining how the Detroit Lions got an extra 23 to 27 million dollars in the salary cap. Yes, money was added on to their salary cap. They went from having a $279 million salary cap like the rest of the NFL to $306 million. I'm going to tell you exactly how they made that happen. But first, I want to review some of the free agent signings that we've had, including the renewals or the re-signs. And then I want to jump into which one of those players I believe was the best. And I'm going to show you financially why it was the best. And then we are going to jump into this very unique salary cap game that I didn't even know existed. I had no clue. So let's talk about that. First, this is the list. Look, we have the whole NFC North. I've talked about it. The Detroit Lions have not been overly busy. All right. This is what good teams do. Maybe I'll show you the Philadelphia Eagles here in a minute, but they have re-signed Marcus Davenport on a one-year deal, 4.75. I understand people can be frustrated because he's always hurt. 4.75 million one-year deal. It doesn't hurt. You may as well just go for it. They got Roy Lopez. By the way, Roy Lopez talked about how he can't wait to play on a defensive line that plays with their hair on fire, and he loves the culture. Levi Onwuzurike. All of us were talking about, hey, if you can get him back at like 7-8 million, that'd be great. Sign him, lock him up. But if he's going to be more in that 10 to 15 range where everybody else thought he would be, it's too rich for my blood, right? Well, he's 5.5 million. Derek Barnes, 3-year, 25.5. Grant Stewart, special teams ace. And then DJ Reed, we know that's a 3-year, $48 million deal. So let's have this conversation. Let's have the conversation about what I believe is the biggest steal of this go round. I'm going to show you right now the contracts of defensive tackles that were signed during this free agency period. And I hope that you can see it well. The first one was Milton Williams with an average annual value of $26 million per year. Jonathan Allen, $17 million. Javon Kinlaw, $15 million. Tershawn Wharton, Grady Jarrett, $11.5 million. Javon Hargrave, $15 million. Delvin Tomlinson, 14.5 million. Poona Ford, 9.2, 7, 10, right? 7.5. And then all the way down here, tied for 14th, Levi Onwuzurike. Are you telling me, and 17th is Roy Lopez, are you telling me these are the 14th and 17th best players that were signed? Say what you want about PFF. Say whatever you want about PFF. Javon Kinlaw, who signed for a 3-year, $45 million deal with the Washington Commanders. Not a good move. They get rid of Jonathan Allen only to pay a guy who's basically Jonathan Allen light. I don't like this move for them. They're paying him $15 million. He graded out lower on PFF than did Levi Onwuzurike this year. If you watch Javon Kinlaw play, whether it was when he was with the 49ers or the Jets, you would very quickly and easily say he's no better than Levi Onwuzurike. Onwuzurike is more violent. He is more disruptive. He plays the run better. Like, all of these things are true, and they are giving him $9.5 million less money, and he's getting a 1-year prove it deal. I would have never thought, I understand he had an injury history. I would have never thought he would be back on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal. I would have never thought in a million years. So now I want to go ahead and talk to you about this salary cap thing. And after I'm done talking about the salary cap thing, I'm going to talk about a player that we lost. And I'm going to tell you why losing this player is not the end of the world. In fact, I think it's actually a bonus, and I think it'll make our offensive line better, even though he was a phenomenal player. All right. 2025 NFL salary cap. You can see right here, it is 279.2 million. All right. I'm going to read this directly. This was actually a Pride of Detroit article. This was on a couple of other ones. This is something I have to admit ignorance on. I didn't realize this was the thing. Once the base number is established, that's 279.2 million. The NFL examines each team's spending from last season, 2024 season, and determine how much was left over. Teams are then permitted to apply that surplus amount to the following season, adding it to the base salary cap. Okay. So you're telling me if I don't spend the money, it stays in there until next year? Are you kidding me? Is this an HSA? Like, what are we talking about here? Is this an HSA account? Like, that is phenomenal news. So for the Detroit Lions, you have the $279 million base. You add that everybody remember last year when all of us were like, what are they doing? Why are they leaving 23,000? And, GMs give this fun stuff of, well, we want to leave money in there in case we want to do a trade. And they did do a trade, right? So that was, we had like 32 million at some point, right? Before we signed Za'Darius Smith, who's been released. But also, it's good to have that money left over because now you get it this upcoming year. If you remember me talking about this last year, I was all about like spend money now so you don't have to push it on to next year. And all of a sudden it made me realize like, oh, wait a minute. We get up to 302 million. We had 23 million, almost 24 million left over. Like maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we don't need to front load contracts, because if we don't front load contracts, we keep the salary cap down and then we get a surplus the next year. All right. There's another thing that goes into it. It's adjustments for like player bonuses. This is a new thing. I believe this year, with adjustments completed, like for interceptions, just different, Pro Bowl, whatever type teams. That was another 3.67 or 637 million. So that brings our total salary cap this year to this number, 306 million. That's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Now let me go ahead and show you kind of what that looks like big picture. Here, I want to show you what this looks like big picture and compared to other NFL teams. So here you go. Ours is 306. When you look at all other teams in the NFL, what that practically means is that outside of the Raiders and somehow the Cowboys, we have the most money to spend this year. I think that's pretty remarkable. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that's a fun trick that I don't think many people knew about. I think that's a good way to almost steal money. I missed the San Francisco 49ers. Looks like they were at 341 million. So anyways, hey, thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.